Let's get in the time machine. It was 30 years ago today that this man, one of the stars of Full Metal Jacket, Matthew Modine, graced silver screens all around the world. And he joins us today to tell us how he's helping veterans with something you actually did 30 years ago during the making of the movie.
Yeah. Stanley Kubrick allowed me to do something which was quite extraordinary, which was to take photographs on his set. I had a medium format Rolleiflex camera that somebody gave to me and said, Stanley would be so impressed if you knew how to use this camera. and I started taking photographs, and he liked them.
Because you were a journalist in the movie.
I was playing a journalist. I was keeping a diary and taking photographs, and these photographs sat in a box for so many years, and then we published it into a book which was called the Full Metal Jacket Diary, and then we made it into an iPad app. And now, working with this company called Paddle 8, it's an online auction house, we're going to be selling the photographs to benefit the Purple Heart Foundation.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Why is this important to you?
Well, I mean, for many reasons. I've done a lot of work with the Wounded Warrior Project, and my uncle was a Purple Heart recipient. He flew B-17 in the Second World War. Wow. He flew 17 missions before he got shot down. Almost had his right arm taken off. He crash-landed the plane with one arm in a field in France. Wow. And, you know, when I wore his dress uniform in the movie, and I was playing essentially what my uncle did. And he said, one thing they always get wrong with these movies is everybody's too damn old. He said he was 20 years old when he was the pilot of the plane.
20?
His crew was 17, 18 years old. Wow. And I was about, I think, 30 when I did the film. But I wore his dress uniform, and he said, when you put that uniform on, don't disrespect it. And it changes your life. Recently in Los Angeles, last week, I was at an event for veterans, and I said the Pledge of Allegiance for the first time with a group of people like that, and it brought tears to my eyes, because the Pledge of Allegiance, when you hear it coming from people who've served this nation, it takes on a whole different kind of significance.
But there's something, too, about the Vietnam War. We really have respect, I think, 95% of the people I talk to, for the people that serve now, World War II, World War I, Korea. But something about Vietnam doesn't, I don't want to feel as though those guys have been respected.
No, they haven't. No, and my brother served. My brother was in the Navy. Actually, my brother Russell, my brother Michael, my sister Elizabeth, and my oldest brother Mark. Mark was the only one that went to Vietnam. But yeah, it's kind of a forgotten part of our history.
But not for you.
No, no. I've done 3 films about Vietnam. Streamers that Robert Altman directed, Birdie, which was before we knew those words, post-traumatic stress. That Birdie's suffering, with Nicolas Cage, directed by Alan Parker, and of course Full Metal Jacket. And it's a confusing war. It's a war that I don't think that we understand why we fought it.
Right. Matthew, where did you grow up, and how did you get into acting?
I was born in Imperial Beach, Loma Linda, California. I grew up in Imperial Beach. We moved to Utah. My father was a drive-in theater manager, and then we moved back to Imperial Beach, where I graduated, and then I moved to New York City to become an actor.
Well, and that worked out for you, by the way. Stick with that. Let's see a few of those photos and see if you could talk about them a little. I saw we had a couple of them up before, during the break, and maybe you could reflect on what we're going to be seeing.
Sure. Yeah.
So people can go to paddle8.com and bid on some of these photographs.
That's right.
Do they come autographed?
Yeah, I'll personalize them to you. You know, put your name. You know, if you want to give it as a present to somebody. It's a great organization, Paddle 8, and I've been working with them now for about 3 months, setting up this auction. It's extraordinary. And then my friends Al Giordano and Steve Nardizzi,
who used to run Wounded Warrior Project and did a great job and got the shaft from CBS, by the way. Yeah. And I've seen you at those things before. But talk about this, some of these pictures.
That's Stanley Kubrick sitting in a crane, and that's Adam Baldwin getting ready to shoot the sniper, and that's me doing a selfie.
Selfie?
Yeah, that's a
You're ahead of your time.
Selfies were cool.
That's the back of Stanley Kubrick's head. There's some soldiers walking back to get ready for graduation, and Vince D'Onofrio and Arliss Howard, and that's the 3 of us in the only place in London you could get a cappuccino at the time.
Oh, wow. So go to Paddle8, the number 8, paddle8.com. You'll see the pictures, and you can bid on them.
And we made the iPad app is available for $1.99. It used to be $15, but now we've lowered the price for this special event for the 30th anniversary of the film.
George Washington started it. You continue it. The Purple Heart Foundation. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Modine, thanks for getting up early.
Thanks for
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on an incredible career.
Yeah, thank you.
And everything you do.
It's not over.
It's not over. No, no, I got a movie now. I'm 47 meters down in the theaters.
And it's doing great.
Yeah, it's a top 5 film for the 2nd week in a row.
Great.
All right.
Yeah,
So things are turning around from that.
Okay.